Alright, so here is our test review video, and I've taken the liberty of writing the answers to 1 and 2 before I started working on anything else. Try to keep it around 10 minutes, certainly not more than 15. Questions 1 and 2 are trying to get you to understand the relationship between the areas of these squares and this square. The sum of the area of these two squares is equal to the area of the square that's connected to the hypotenuse, and the difference between the area of the square connected to the hypotenuse and either one of the legs will be equal to the other leg. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared minus a squared equals b squared, and c squared minus b squared equals a squared. So one way or another, you need to communicate that idea in numbers 1 and 2. And number 3 looks like it might be a ladder problem. A 20-foot ladder is leaning against the wall, so it's at the top of the ladder is 18 feet from the ground. So let's draw a picture. 20-foot ladder. The top of the ladder is 18 feet off the ground. Another 20-foot ladder is leaning against the top of a different wall, only 15 feet off the ground. 20-foot ladder. This time it's only 15 feet off the ground. How far away from the wall are the bases of each ladder? How much further is the base of one ladder than the other? So we want to find this missing side here, this missing side here, and then find the difference between the two. That's a missing leg problem. 20 squared minus 18 squared is 76. Root of 76 is 8.72 after rounding. So this is 8.72. And here, 400 minus 225, because I can do that mental math, square root 175, 13.23 after rounding. How much further is the base of one ladder than the other? Let's just take the difference of those two answers. That answer minus that answer equals 4.51. So 4.51 would be the answer, and it looks like the unit is feet. Tell whether each set of numbers below could be a right triangle and prove your answer. These two are right triangles. I recognize my Pythagorean triples. 36 plus 64 equals 100. 25 plus 144 equals 169. These two are not, and we can confirm with a calculator or really with mental math. I guess you should be showing your work. This one is 16 plus 25. Holy moly. 16 plus 25 is, for a second I thought it was 36, but it's not. It's 41. This one would be 4 plus 9, and that equals 13, not 16. So, and then, I could write it out here. 36 plus 84 plus 64 equals 100, which is 10 squared, so that one checks out. And here, 25 plus 144 equals 169, so that one does check out. The city of Austin is located at -3, -6 on the grid above. -3, -6 on the grid above. The city of Houston is located at 6'5". Each unit on the grid above is equal to 2.5 miles. How far apart are the two cities? Horizontal line straight over, vertical line straight down. That makes a right angle. And you can just count the boxes, but you can also do the subtraction. So there's 3, 6. This one looks like 9. And this point here is at 6, comma, -6. This one is at -3, -6. And this one is at 6, comma, 5. The x-coordinate matches there, and the y-coordinate matches there. The difference in the x value is 6 minus -3 is 9, so that checks out. The difference in the y values going vertically, 5 minus -6 should equal 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is 11. And now we can apply the Pythagorean Theorem. 9 squared plus 11 squared, that's 81 plus 121. Square root of 202 . (14.21). Now, that is the length of this side here, 14.21, but we must apply the scale factor of 2.5 miles. So I'm going to multiply my final answer by 2.5 for 35.53 miles as the final answer. Right, 6-7 minutes. And I suppose I would write that down here, so there's good space. If the city of San Antonio is located at -8.2 on the grid above, how far is San Antonio from Houston? Remember, 1 unit is equal to 25 miles this time. So let's just use 25 miles as a scale factor. You're going to do the same thing, but between two different points. So we'd add on San Antonio at -8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, +2. There's San Antonio. And how far is San Antonio from Houston? Houston was this one over here. So again, our grid's going to get a little messy. Looks like this side is 3. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 by my count. I'm going to check that horizontal distance by subtracting. Yeah, 6 minus -8 is 14. So we do 3 squared plus 14 squared and take the square root of that value. That's going to be the square root of 3 squared plus 14 squared. 14.31. This time a scale factor is 25 miles, so multiply by 25, and your final answer is 357.95 after rounding. On tomorrow's test, there's only one question like this, and the scale factor looks more like this than it does like that. 2 30-foot ladders are leaning against the wall. One ladder is touching the building 18 feet up the wall, while the other ladder is touching the building 10 feet up the wall. How much further is the base of one ladder than the other? Draw and label a picture. So we're really hitting home these falling ladder problems. 30-foot ladder. And it's 18 feet up. Another 30-foot ladder. This one is 10 feet up the wall. How much further is the base of one ladder than the other? So again, we have got to do some subtraction. Subtraction of the areas. 30 squared minus 18 squared. Square root 576, you get 24. That's pretty helpful. This side is 24. 30 squared minus 110 squared, square rooted. Square root of 800 is about 28.28. 8.28. So the difference between those numbers is 4.28. One ladder is 4.28 feet further away from the wall than the other. 10 minutes. Fill in the blanks using the word bank. Oh boy. In a blank triangle, probably a right triangle, Pythagorean theorem only applies to right triangles. The square of the blank equals the blank of the two legs. The square of the hypotenuse equals the sum of the squares of the two legs. Kudos to you if you got that right. There definitely won't be any fill in the blank like that on the test tomorrow. That is not my bag. Find the missing areas and write in the blank. 225 minus 144 will give us our area. 81. Also, if we wanted to know the side length, we would just take the square root of the area. That's 15, 12, and 9. 6 squared is the area, so the area is 36. 10 squared is the area here, that's 100. This is a missing leg, because we have the square of the hypotenuse. So 100 minus 36 is 64. That would make this side 8, this side 6, and this side 10. And now here we have a bit more work to do. If the area is 144, the side length is 12. If the area is 225, the side length is 15. If the area is 81, the side length is 9. That wasn't hard at all. 3 squared is 9, so the side length must be 3. 4 squared is 16, so the side length must be 4. 3 squared plus 4 squared, 9 plus 16 is 25. The square root of 25 is 5. Final answer. And I mean, this shouldn't even be on here. I can't solve this. I mean, I can, but I shouldn't. You'll know why when you see tomorrow's test. If this side length is 17, then that means this side length, the hypotenuse, is also 17. The area inside this square here is 289. The area of the shaded square is the difference between those two areas. 289 minus 15. So the area of this square is 274. And of course, the side length here of MP would be the square root of 274. I know they didn't ask you for that, but I want you to have a solid understanding of, the big picture here. So this side length, 16.55, this area, 274. And just be sure you're answering the question that you're asked tomorrow, and you should do just fine.